Today we're going to start our visit to the West Somerset Railway here at Minehead Station. Over the 17th to the 20th of March, the West Somerset Railway are staging a Springsteen Gala, where a collection of 12 Great Western engines will be in steam and working trains. And hopefully, over our visit, we'll be able to see them all. Minehead Station is the northern terminus and headquarters of the West Somerset Railway. Originally, the terminus of this branch line was at Watchet. However, the Luttrell family, who owned Dunster Castle and much of Minehead, immediately saw much of the business that before the arrival of the railway would have passed through Minehead, going instead to Watchet. So they raised the money and obtained the parliamentary bill necessary to extend the line here to Minehead, and this section was opened in 1874. The platform here is 1/4 mile long, the final extension being added in 1934. This 260 locomotive number 9351 was originally a 262T tank engine number 5193. During its restoration it was decided to rebuild it in this shape, so it's quite unique. Behind 9351 is the Castle Class 5051, the Earl of Bathurst, which is a 7P460. The Castle Class were a mainstay of the Great Western Railway and British Railways for over 40 years. In the days of the Great Western, Castle Class locomotives used to haul the crack expresses, and the Cheltenham Flyer during the 1920s and early 30s was the fastest scheduled service in the world. Between 1923 and 1950, 171 Castle Class engines were built at Swindon. Behind the water tower you can see 4936 Kinlet Hall, which is a 5MT460. The Hall class was built in Swindon between 1928 and 1943, during which time 258 were built. That's the Earl of Bathurst taking on water and coal. A Castle class engine coal capacity is 6 tonnes and water 3,500 gallons, although some engines were fitted with 4,000 gallon tenders. The Castle and King class locomotives might be the most well known of the Great Western Railway engines, but the Halls, like this one, also made a significant contribution. For example, they were the first true mixed traffic locomotive. Although this idea had been considered before the Halls, it had always been defeated by the problem of axle loading. The West Somerset Railway only employ about 25 people. All the other jobs are done by volunteers and there are up to 600 of them. Hall-class locomotives have a coal capacity of 6 tonnes and they can carry up to 4,000 gallons of water. The Hall-class locomotives were made redundant in 1965. In the last year the Western region used steam. Luckily, around 11 have been saved by various railway societies. Number 5553 we keep seeing there is a small Prairie 262T locomotive. We'll be seeing more of that later. In 1948, all the halls except for one entered service with British Railways. Bowden Hall was the one that failed to do so, because it received a direct hit by a bomb during the war in 1941 and was so badly damaged it was broken up. We're now looking at a British Railway Standard Class 4 tank, 4MT 264T. 155 of these locomotives were built between 1951 and 57 at Brighton, Derby and the Doncaster Works. There we have a Manor class locomotive that obviously is not going to be taking part in this spring's gala. Here we have a 6.4 class 060 PT number 6412. Let's have a look at a Great Western tank engine in action.